In honor of Super Bowl Sunday, the PBA turns to a team format today. 4 duos paired up, looking to strike it rich in Vegas. Welcome to the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic.
The Denny's PBA Tour hasn't seen an event like this in almost a decade. The world's best bowlers are here in Las Vegas to battle it out team style. The PBA greats who face off against each other week in and week out must now call their foes friends. These unlikely teams will join together in a winner-take-all battle. Will these bowlers somehow form a family? The PBA Exempt Doubles Classic starts now.
Welcome to Red Rock Casino Resort and Lanes in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the first doubles event since 2001 and the 41st ever. 64 bowlers rolled 14 games of qualifying. They are then cut to 32 players who split into teams based on their qualifying position. Here's today's final four. Chris Barnes, Wes Malott comprise on paper at least the strongest team, and our #1 seed sports the blend of veteran leadership and youthful energy, Danny Wiseman and Michael Fagan. Alongside Randy Peterson, I'm Rob Stone. Welcome to Las Vegas, and happy Super Bowl Sunday to you. And it only seems appropriate that today, a sport that thrives on individual one-on-one excellence, embraces the team concept. And while not quite up to the standard of the New England Patriots, the team of Wes Malott and Chris Barnes really seems to be the strongest all around right now.
Well, yeah, I think if you were going to bet on a team, and we are in Vegas, I think that would be the team to bet on. Starting with Wes Malott, the big nasty. Just won in Medford a couple of weeks ago, and boy, does he bring a lot of power, a lot of energy, and a lot of strikes to that team. Check out the late Shaker 10. Very fun to watch. Chris Barnes, on the other hand, well, he makes a lot of TV shows, but he's been struggling on TV as of late. Here in the Tournament of Champions, needed a strike to send it into overtime, failed to do so. Chris Barnes continues to struggle on television. But, Rob, I talked with him last week, and he said, Randy, you know, it's about time I right the ship.
Our #1 seed sports the wise sage, Danny Wiseman, hoping to guide the 27-year-old Michael Fagan to his first career PBA title.
Michael Fagan looking for win #1, and that's always the toughest, but he's got a good partner in Danny Wiseman. Big high backswing. I covered this kid back when he was at St. John's University, and I touted him as a guy that was going to come out and make a lot of noise out here on tour. He hasn't quite gotten up to that next level yet. Danny Wiseman, on the other hand, he struggled through some injuries, hasn't won since the '04 Masters. But he's still bowling quite well week in and week out. Very good team. They were very good as a team together this week.
It's an alternate frames doubles format. Chris Barnes will throw first for the Barnes-Malott team. They have nicknamed themselves Team Ham and Egg.
Got a ham and egg in this event, buddy. And what a great competition. Doubles was always one of my favorite tournaments. I used to have a lot of success bowling in Las Vegas in the doubles with my doubles partner, Tom Kreitz.
Barnes starts with the strike. Love to see that. The last time we saw Chris Barnes, it looked like he had the Tournament of Champions all wrapped up. He missed a single spare pickup in the 9th frame, missing the 10-pin. And could not strike out in the 10th, losing to Michael Haugen. So it's good to see Barnes able to bounce back with the strike. Here's your 4 seed, batting leadoff, Joe Ciccone. 0 PBA Tour titles on his resume. Ciccone matches Barnes. So Ciccone done, and his partner Ronnie Russell will step up as we take a look at the tournament format. There's a lot of font on that page. The bottom line is it started with 64 bowlers, whittled down to 32. They got matched up. #1 and 2 were a team, 3 and 4 were a team, and now here's the top 4 left. Ronnie Russell, get down 10!
Star, baby.
His first televised appearance, and it starts with the strike. Now for Team Ham and Egg comes Wes Malott as we take a look at the strike from Russell.
Rob, we call this the bird dog. The head pin goes to the sidewall, takes the 10 out. And Ronnie Russell's like, come on, baby. Get me a double from my partner.
Up now, the big nasty Wes Malott bowls like a linebacker who just overheard somebody say something nasty about his mom. Drop and give me 10. Team Ham and Egg off to a great start. 4 throws, 4 strikes here in our first match.
That was a little bit early, too.
Barnes offering some advice to Wes. And those two were telling us the other day, Randy, that they really don't watch each other bowl in this team format because they're completely different.
They didn't get the line up off of one another very well because of 2 completely different ball reactions.
Barnes, 1-6 in televised appearances this season. That one victory coming at last week's Tournament of Champions, which was able to propel him into the final, in which he lost to Michael Haugen Jr. Looking for the spare. Takes care of the 2-frame.
7 shows already this season for Chris, which leads the tour. However, no wins.
This will be his 7th top 8 finish, tied for the lead in the PBA with Patrick Allen. There's Joe Ciccone, who, when not bowling, is a member of our ESPN production crew on the road, working on scores and graphics. We'll try and survive without him in the truck this week. And we're happy to see him bowling. Ciccone, yes! Well, Ciccone and Ronnie Russell are team cut line. The top 39 players on the PBA World Point Rankings are exempt for next season. Russell's at 38, Ciccone at 39. Success today will help kind of pull them away from that relegation zone. They have started off with 3 consecutive strikes, looking to open up with a ham bone.
Look at you. You're just ready to say it, aren't you?
I admit it.
Work hard, run down.
Ronnie Russell playing a completely different part of the lane. Look how deep he is. A guy that has a real high backswing, a lot of power, real strong, powerful guy. A lot of hook in that hand and forearm. Watch this shot here as he straightens it out and throws it straight and hard at the spare.
Russell rolled a 300 in the round of 64. This is his 62nd career event. Up now for Team Ham and Egg, Wes Malott, 4-2 on television this season. Won the Lumber Liquidators Earl Anthony Medford Classic in Medford, Oregon, back in mid-January.
Boom. A lot of fun to watch Wes Malott. He just makes it look so easy. I bowled next to him during qualifying in the Tournament of Champions, and he just struck at will and just made it look so simple.
Chris Barnes seeking his first title of the season. Rather straight approach on that one, going left of the head pin.
Chris trying to go a little straighter on this on this left lane, excuse me. Remember Ronnie Russell way inside. Right now Chris having a little bit of trouble getting to the 1-3.
To take care of the 6. And he drops it. Now Ciccone, 32-year-old from Buffalo, New York, looking for his first Denny's PBA Tour title.
Joe C. perfect, two shots, 2 strikes.
This is 5th career televised appearance.
Up the hill. Hit! Oh, no.
Vicious ring in 10, looked like a pretty good shot. Until the 6 pin goes up and around the 10 pin. Watch this 2nd pin from your right. Joe's going to a much harder, less friction bowling ball to shoot this 10 pin. Most of our pros throw the ball straight and hard at spares. And most of our guys switch to a polyester ball to cut down on hook.
Back-to-back 9 spares for Team Ciccone Russell. And here is Ronnie Russell.
He's got quite the golf game, Rob. Ronnie does.
Yeah, you guys were talking about that the other day. What's the tour he spent some time
on? Played on the Moonlight Tour in Florida.
Right down.
You see that pesky left lane again. It looks like a little bit right. The ball doesn't make it up. A little bit inside the target line. The ball doesn't hold pocket. But yeah, he played on the Moonlight Tour. There are a lot of great players on that tour. Said he played about 8 events. +2 handicap.
Nice.
+2.
So third consecutive spare for Team Ciccone and Russell. And they have an 8-pin lead. We'll wrap up their matchup when we return to Vegas. The PBA Exempt Doubles Classic is brought to you by H&R Block. When you got H&R Block, you got people. By Denny's. Denny's always works. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com. And by Prescription Flomax.
Qualifying by herself just felt normal, but once you got a team member and actually realized who was your team member when the standings came up, it was actually pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think it added some excitement to the tournament too, because a lot of time we're just on our own out there, and sometimes having a teammate to kind of work off of and kind of high five when things are going good and whatnot. It's a different element, but it's something that that team atmosphere is something that's a lot of fun to be involved in too.
The first time I actually met Wes was at a regional in Lawton, Oklahoma. This big guy I'd never seen before was bowling, and he kept shooting 250 every game, playing a part of the lane he wasn't supposed to be playing. I'm like, who is this guy, and why haven't I ever seen him before? And who is this guy? Why does he keep shooting 250 every game? He ended up beating me for the title, and we got to be friends after that, and so it's been about 6 years now.
It's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
2002, I believe. So, yep, right at 6 years we're looking at.
Welcome back to Red Rock Lanes in Las Vegas, Nevada for ESPN's continuing coverage of the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic. And time now for the Lumber Liquidator Know the Wood. And this week it is a chameleon oil pattern, Randy.
39 feet in length, and the players said, you know what, the lanes broke down differently all week long, and you really had to watch your adjustments. And with all the players and all the traffic we have on the show today, adjustments are going to be at a premium. Who makes the right ones at the right time will come out victorious.
Up now, Wes Malott, number 4 right now on the Player of the Year points list. Right behind him, 2 points behind him, is his partner, Chris Barnes. They even wore matching shirts today, really embracing the team attitude. That, and they have the same sponsors.
Lay. Wow. She's starting to curve too.
And the lanes appear to be doing some breaking down right now.
There's going to be a lot of changing going on today. Check out this motion here.
Still shooting my couch.
Just makes it look so simple. So many revolutions and power on that bowling ball. But he'll make an adjustment the next time he's up on that right lane. Right now, Chris Barnes over there contemplating his next move on the left.
Looky there.
This is the first spare for Malott. He has been all strikes before that. So Barnes Malott down 9 as we begin frame number 7. And here is Chris Barnes, his 7th televised appearance of the season, and also his 7th top 8 finish.
Nobody's made more telecasts since 2000 than this man right here.
Get down!
Nice pitch there.
This is the 3rd consecutive televised appearance for Barnes, the 5th time in his career that he's accomplished that. Yet, he is still seeking that elusive first title this season. Joe Ciccone, sitting at number 39 on the PBA World Point Rankings list. 2000 PBA Rookie of the Year.
Remember, Wes Malott left that 4-pin the last time he was up on the right lane. Remember the comment, wow, that lane's starting to break down, and sure enough, it does the same thing for Joe Ciccone.
Talking with Ciccone and Russell, they they like this team format. Both of them bowled collegiately, and it's very similar to what they dealt with in the college days. In college, it was more of a 5-player Baker system. This a modified Baker system, if you could even call that, more of a two-person Baker system. Not the Baker Act, the Baker system. Big difference between the two.
I'm sorry, what's the difference?
You don't know what the Baker Act is?
Let's move on.
No one's called in a Baker Act for you? I've thought about it a few times. Here's Ronnie Russell. His 5th year on the tour, the first as an exempt. Get down! Delay, wait for it, yeah! That is a huge strike.
Ronnie Russell goes in light, looking for a little break. Hello, love. And his partner, Joe C., really likes that. Trust me.
Again, both of these guys looking for their first Denny's PBA Tour title. Wes Malott.
Help. Oh, no.
Well, that was just a miscue for Wes Malott. He got it too wide on that right lane. He knew he had to make an adjustment and move in a bit, but that one was wide of target. The spare here, they will still be down by 8. Chris Barnes coming up in the 9th frame.
All right, Barney.
Curls in to knock it down, gives way now for
Come on, set it up.
his partner Chris Barnes. Down 8. Barnes has been strike, spare, strike. Big Monday means a full night of college basketball on ESPN, and it begins with a doubleheader. First at 7 Eastern, the Louisville Cardinals take on Dominic James and the Marquette Golden Eagles. Then at 9 Eastern, the Missouri Tigers take on Daryl Arthur and the Kansas Jayhawks. Big Monday, presented by Bud Light as part of Rivalry Week, presented by Cisco on ESPN. Again, on paper, this should be the team to beat. But paper doesn't win you too many titles.
Get up.
Well, Chris really wanted that one because he knew if he strikes there, they could strike out in the 10th frame to shoot 228. Instead, they need a spare. The best they can shoot now is 216. Joe Ciccone, Ronnie Russell going at a 216 pace now. They're working on a strike in the 8th frame.
8-pin hiding behind the 2.
Call that a sleeper.
Why is that?
Sleeper or double wood? Why is it called a sleeper?
Yeah.
Funny, I have no idea. I started bowling when I was 8. That's what we called it then, and that's what we call it now.
I ask questions. I expect answers. Don't back out on me.
I'm sorry. I do not know that.
Do not have that answer. All right, the sleeper. I'm willing to bet there will be some viewer who will be more than happy to email us why it's called a sleeper.
I'm looking at Mike Edwards, who's a PBA champion, our statistician. He doesn't know what it is.
I'm tired of your excuses.
Ciccone.
Yeah! Big strike there. That gets him in the 220s. Ronnie Russell needs any kind of mark and good count, and they will advance.
Ronnie Russell, the anchor on this team, to open up the 10th frame.
Let's make a move here. Come on.
And a bit suspect on this left lane. Ronnie Russell only needs a mark. He's been high and light the last 2 shots.
And a 3-bagger for Team Russell Ciccone.
Let's go right now.
That was perfect. Perfection right there.
So they have moved on. Take on the 2 seed, Mike Scroggins and Bill O'Neill, but plenty more to bowl for. We are looking for our first doubles ham bone.
Not going to happen.
No, It would have been an ugly one, but I don't care.
Good start for Joe Ciccone and Ronnie Russell. Ronnie getting his first game on television under his belt.
So they'll wrap up with a 2:35. And again, what a great story if these two can continue to win, both of them seeking their first tour title. Okay, let's have some fun with the 7-10 split now.
Last guy to make it on television.
Jess Stayrook, 1991 in Tucson, Arizona.
It's only been done 3 times.
On television.
Mark Roth.
Now, Wes has the power to pull this off.
Yeah, he does. But the pins don't really come out of the back end here. You got to throw it really hard.
Eyes the 10. And it's swallowed in the back. And that is it. 235 to 193. We go to our 8th frame for the CLR clean sweep.
8th frame, Ronnie Russell's going to sweep the 2-pin forward. Watch this. Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Some delayed satisfaction for Team Russell and Ciccone. These two guys need to keep winning to move up the ladder so they can be exempt next year and maybe, just maybe, win their first ever tour title. We'll see if their luck can continue when they fire up the semifinals versus Team O'Neill and Scroggins. The last time the PBA held a doubles classic event was back when the mullet was king. The 92 Beaumont PBA Doubles Classic featured some familiar names that are still on tour today. A very youthful Patrick Allen, Mike Scroggins, and Parker Bone III. In the final match, Bone and partner Hugh Miller proved to be too much for the twin brother team of Mike and Mark Scroggins. We welcome you back to Las Vegas and ESPN's coverage of the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic. Alongside Randy Peterson, I'm Rob Stone. We urge you to head to PBA.com where you can join the more than 12,000 people who have already joined bowling's digital destination. It's Bowl Space. At Bowl Space, you can share stories, videos, and pictures with bowling fans from around the world. It's easy to join. Simply click on the Bowl Space link at PBA.com. Teams, the theme of this week's tournament, but remember, these are forced unions based on standing. So how have our finalists adapted to this team format?
You have to rely on your partner. I mean, you can bowl as good as you want to bowl, but it doesn't matter if your partner's not bowling any good.
It's kind of fun to mix things up a little bit.
I think it helps to have another set of eyes with you to help you out.
I think it works out great. You know, I'm pretty good on the weekdays. I need somebody to bowl on the weekends for me, so, you know, I brought the biggest guy I could find.
I was glad when I found out I was bowling with Billy. I knew he'd really bowl well.
That team atmosphere is something that's a lot of fun to be involved in, too.
This sport's basically like any other individual sport. It's a selfish sport. You have to make your own decisions, and it makes or breaks you.
Our ball doesn't read the lane anywhere close to the same.
We really couldn't help each other out.
We basically had to stop watching each other as we went from pair to pair because it was messing us up more than it was helping us.
You know, me being left-handed and throwing it straight, and Billy, you know, he's right-handed and he hooks a lot more than I do, so I really couldn't tell him nothing.
He's always going to be the captain.
Well, if I want to put it in somebody's hands, you know, I'm glad it's a veteran, somebody with 11 titles. I'm glad it's Danny.
I'll let Mike go ahead and be team captain. If he's going to bowl 250 every game, he can be whatever he wants.
I'm confident, and I'm sure he's confident. So,
you sure?
It's nice of him to say, but in the end, he's still bigger. So he says he wants to be captain. He's captain.
We go from teams back to individuals next week in El Paso, the Bear Classic. Special start time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And then the following Sunday, the Pepsi Championship from Thunder Alley in Omaha, Nebraska. Again, our coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. For more information, log on to ESPN.com and PBA.com. And speaking of teams, Randy Peterson backstage with our #1 seeds, Michael Fagan and Danny Wiseman. Randy?
Thanks, Rob. You know, in every doubles competition, somebody's always going to outbowl their partner. And Danny, this week, who was the horse and who was the jockey?
I think we were both playing along together. We were switching back and forth. You know, there was times when Michael carried me, and there was times when I carried Michael. The last 4 games that I recall, I mean, I ball changed and cracked them pretty good, and it got us back up to the top where we were at. But we both kind of worked together very well.
Thanks, Danny. And Michael, you're a bit of a comedian out here on tour, and in your best British accent, I want you to tell us what your strategy is going to be like in the title match.
I'd like to knock all 10 pins over in one shot, please. And that'll be it.
Good job. Back to you, Rob.
Tremendous. Shades of David Beckham there. I love it. Team Mike Scroggins and Bill O'Neill, our number 2 seeded squad, hit the wood when ESPN's coverage of the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic resumes. Welcome back to the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic, coming your way from Las Vegas, Nevada, your host venue, the Red Rock Lanes. And we would like to thank Dennis Matthews, the bowling operations manager here at Red Rock Lanes, for putting on a great tournament.
He's one of the best. My buddy Dennis Matthews, boy, he really takes care of the players, goes out of his way to accommodate everyone this week. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Here's what's up next for the PBA Tour. We head to El Paso, Texas for the Bear Classic next Sunday. Then Omaha, Nebraska hosts the Pepsi Championship. The Denny's World Championship, a major, coming away from Indianapolis. Then we go to the Columbus, Ohio area for the Don Johnson Buckeye State Classic. Norwich, Connecticut for the Go RVing Classic. And Long Island for the Geico Classic. All of those can be seen live on ESPN. Take an updated look at our Stepladder final. And Ciccone and Russell, the 4 seeds, in a minor upset, take care of Wes Malott and move on to take on the 2-seeded team of Mike Scroggins and Bill O'Neill.
You gotten that info back yet on the sleeper?
I haven't.
Okay.
I'm still seeking that out. The internet's running a little slow today. Here's Ronnie Russell. 10 stands up. Ciccone and Russell beat Malott Barnes 235-193 in match number 1.
Left lane looks like the tricky of the 2 lanes. Ronnie Russell struggling to get his ball into the pocket. Chris Barnes struggled to get his ball into the pocket on that lane. Bad news for Ronnie Russell and Joe Ciccone. The team of O'Neill and Scroggins. Mike Scroggins will be bowling on that left lane, and he's left-handed.
Bill O'Neill will be up first for Team Scroggins O'Neill. And O'Neill, like his competitors here in the semifinal, without a PBA Tour title. Somebody will end today having won their first Denny's PBA Tour title. O'Neill from Levittown, Pennsylvania, just northeast of Philadelphia. Qualified for this tournament earlier in the week and actually flew home and then back to Vegas. Somebody really wanted some frequent flyer miles.
Absolutely. I first saw Bill O'Neill bowl. It was at the 62nd U.S. Open. As an amateur, he finished 6th, and I said, watch out for this young man. Sure enough, he goes out, or comes out on tour, and gets voted the 05-06 Rookie of the Year. Led all rookies with earnings at $61,000 that first season. Right now, looking to make the changes necessary to get to that next level.
Up now is O'Neill's partner, Mike Scroggins. 2 weeks ago, he won in Fountain Valley, and he won as the number 5 seed. The lone lefty out there found his little trough and just kept on gunning it home.
Yeah.
Looks familiar.
Yeah, and that's trouble because he's the only lefty on the show. The left lane looks like it's the trouble lane, and he's left-handed. And riding a boatload of confidence right about now.
Here's Joe Ciccone, just one top 10 finish this season prior to this event. He finished 8th at the ConstructionJobs.com Championship in Reno. Yes.
Big week for Joe C. He's right on the bubble in that cut line for exemptions for next season. He knows he needs a big week, and he needs to keep bowling well for the remainder of the season to keep his exemption.
There's Ronnie Russell, a two-time first-team All-American at Vincennes University in southern Indiana. Curled in nice for him.
A lot of hand, a lot of revolutions on that shot.
So Russell Ciccone with the double. Up now Bill O'Neill, his team working on a strike courtesy of Mike Scroggins.
Bill O'Neill told me that he's really working hard on trying to go a little bit straighter each and every week out here. Trying to back down on the rev rate. Beautiful shot.
Four-time first-team All-American at Saginaw Valley State University in University Center, Michigan, is O'Neill.
We're all tied up, Pards.
Nice start. Both teams go 9 spare and then strike, strike. Here's Mike Scroggins. 4 PBA Tour titles, including 1 major. He won the 2005 Masters. Ooh.
Shot.
Remember how Mike Scroggins struggled with single pin spare conversions up until just a couple of weeks ago when he qualified in the number 5 seed and went all the way up the top of the ladder to claim the Dick Weber Open. Never missed a single pin spare on that show.
And he had a miserable run of defeats on television. He took care of that in his first match with a big win versus Pete Weber, and you could almost just feel the smile and the energy and the looseness come out, and you could see it on his face. And since then, he seems to me like a different guy. He's back to enjoying himself and enjoying bowling.
A week after he made match play at Tournament of Champions, I mean, he's got a lot of confidence now. He believes in himself again.
32-year-old Joe Ciccone.
Hook up.
Gets the hook, kicks the 10. Oh, Joe has been on today.
Great hand, great release. Joe really knows how to roll the bowling ball. That's how he gets the 6 to kick that 10 out.
Team Ciccone and Ronnie Russell had 2 sets of 3 baggers in their match 1 win over Barnes and Malott. They're working on a 3-bagger right now, hunting a ham bone.
Like it? Oh, pitch, man. Good pitch. Come on. Throw 3 miles.
Can't get it in, can
you? Know what? That's the second time today that Ronnie Russell had the chance to throw a ham bone.
Yep.
And
big
missed.
ring and 10. Pretty good shot. Switches up to the spare ball, the polyester ball, straight and hard at that 10.
Again, this is the first televised appearance for Ronnie Russell, so the ham bone can be an intimidating factor on television. So I'm ridiculous.
Oh my! Too much cough syrup again this morning. Bill O'Neill and Mike Scroggins can pull even with a strike here in the 5th and 6th frame.
O'Neill bowled a 265 in his last game to make the cut. Only time all week he was really above the cut.
Get up there.
Messengers missing.
A lot of action going the 10 pins way, but nothing to knock over the 10. Looked like that shot was just a little bit firm for Bill. Remember, too much ball speed. The ball doesn't have time to hook up into the pocket. Spare strike, they'll trail by 11.
This will be their second consecutive 9 spare.
I'll pick me up.
So it's Mike Scroggins, the lone lefty, in charge of picking up the team. Down 11. Scroggins, the only competitor out here today with doubles experience.
Bowled with his brother Mark. Was it 92?
Sounds about right.
92, Beaumont, Texas.
Yep.
There. Yeah.
Lost with his twin brother Mark, 268 to 182.
Remember, buddy, it's all about the horse you're riding.
When we return, we will not have any more house horse sound effects. We will finalize, though, what team will duel the #1 seeded squad of Danny Wiseman and Michael Fagan. The PBA Exempt Doubles Classic is brought to you by Atonic, the official footwear of the PBA. Atonic, first one there. By Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. By H&R Block, when you got H&R Block, you got people. And by the United States Bowling Congress, ensuring the integrity and protecting the future of the sport of bowling. Bowl with us. Back in Las Vegas, and those two fans been upgraded to the Aaron's Dream Seats. Great view of this game as we take an updated look at our Denny's Player of the Year points race, and Walter Ray Williams Jr. holding on to a 4-point lead over Michael Haugen Jr. Haugen making a big jump courtesy of his win last week in the Tournament of Champions here in Las Vegas. Semifinals continue here. The 4 seed. Joe Ciccone and Ronnie Russell. Up 11 over the 2 seed, Mike Scroggins and Bill O'Neill. Here is Ciccone in the 6th frame, working on a spare. He and his teammate both seeking their first win ever. Curls in and drop, and give me 10.
Joe hasn't missed the pocket all day. He's got a pretty good line from that outside part of the lane. He struck every ball but twice. That one looked a little bit wide of target, but you know what? It's okay. All 10 go down.
Ciccone 2-5 career-wise on television with his win earlier today. Russell.
Starting to find a little home there with that big loop rainbow shot on the left lane.
Big Monday means a full night of college basketball on ESPN, and it begins with a doubleheader. First at 7 Eastern, the Louisville Cardinals take on Dominic James and the Marquette Golden Eagles. Then at 9 Eastern, the Missouri Tigers take on Darrell Arthur and the Kansas Jayhawks. Big Monday, presented by Bud Light as part of Rivalry Week, presented by Cisco on ESPN. Bill O'Neill, 05-06, Rookie of the Year. His team working on a strike. Down 21, need to start pairing some X's together. Yeah! Sloppy, but it counts. That's their second double of this match.
That'll put a smile on your partner's face. He's going to leave the bucket. All of a sudden, the bucket's going to cave in. Watch this. Looks like dominoes. Timber!
Now the lefty, Scroggins. Twice he's rolled 300 games this season.
Ooh, that better strike.
Oh, and it does.
Yeah, and they just cut the lead to 1.
His 4 televised appearances this season, the most since the 05-06 season for Scroggins. So now O'Neill and Scroggins with a turkey, 3 consecutive strikes. They're sitting on a ham bone. They're going to mull it. They're going to think about it. Russell, Ciccone, up 1. Here is Joe Ciccone, who has bowled wonderfully today. Oh, yeah! It was that close to a 7-10. Scratch it, make it a strike.
That's some serious pin action there. 7-10 standing. Watch this. Head pin's going to go to the sidewall. Down goes the 7. The head pin comes over, takes out the 10. Joe C. likes it.
And his partner, Russell, again with an opportunity for a ham bone. 4 strikes in a row. Come on, Ronnie! Don't be afraid of the ham bone.
Well, not only does he catch a strike in four-bagger, he leaves a pocket split in the 4-9, and now they're in jeopardy of trailing in the match for the first time. Just drifts a pinch high, catches the bad break, leaving both the 4 and the 9 pin.
How do you attack the 4-9?
Get it over here to the left side of the 4, drive it over the 9.
Oh! Went for it, wide left. And now Scroggins and O'Neal sitting on a 3-bagger. 5-point lead, chance for a ham bone, and a chance to extend their advantage.
Come on, one time.
Beautiful shot.
Great shot.
Bill O'Neal got dialed in on that right lane finally. Took advantage of that great break where he tripped the 2-pin, or actually tripped the bucket. Now Mike Scroggins can strike out in the 10th frame for a team total of 258. The best Ronnie Russell and Joe Ciccone can do is 233.
The way Scroggins has been bowling lately, you want him batting cleanup.
Oh, Hook needs help.
God. Not going to get it. Oh, my. Well, this is a tough pickup for a lefty.
Boy, and that's the last thing he thought Mike Scroggins would have done. He just airs to the left side of his target, and this ball never gets up. Just a bad shot by Mike Scroggins. But now he needs to convert here and get 9, and they still win. He only gets 9, and we have the possibility of a tie. Ronnie Russell, Joe Ciccone, they need a double in the 10th frame to win. Spare strike or strike spare, we have a tie. Joe Ciccone's been almost perfect all day. And in this match, he has been perfect, has not missed.
It is all up to Ciccone. He will finish it off for his team.
One time, Hoss.
Yep.
Joe Ciccone just freewheeling out there. He's using all of it. He's going to take a re-rack now. He's going to buy himself a little bit of time. Get his emotions and his thoughts in check. And come back with the best shot he can possibly throw.
And you heard Ronnie Russell in the background with some encouragement. Next week, we are in El Paso, Texas for the Bear Classic. Sunday, February 10th. Our coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern, live on ESPN. But we are here in Vegas right now, and some big-time bowling by that man, Joe Ciccone, today. This a pressure ball, though, in the 10th. Fist pump it out, boys.
Joe needs 1 pin. What a great shot. Gets the great pin carry. Needs 1. They move on to the title match.
Again, Team Ciccone and Russell, both of them seeking their first Denny's PBA Tour title. 1 pin down, and they got a chance at it. They're going to get it. And it blows it up. Congratulations to our 4-seed team. Joe Ciccone, Ronnie Russell continue their move up the ladder, taking down Scroggins and O'Neal, 233 to 223. When we return, we get you set for our title matchup. Back in 2001, the PBA held a doubles event that matched up a senior tour member and a PBA exempt bowler. The event showcased players like Robert Smith and Mika Koivuniemi But in the end, the trophy went to Parker Bone and Senior Tour teammate Ron Morgan. Welcome back to Las Vegas, the city that has hosted 17 of the 41 doubles events in the history of the Denny's PBA Tour. We're getting set for our title match here in the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic. Next week, can Mika Koivuniemi claim back-to-back titles in El Paso? It's our coverage of the Bear Classic coming your way live Sunday, February 10th at 12:30 Eastern, only on ESPN. For this week's Motel 6 text to vote question, the PBA has placed the top 16 in points after the Dick Weber Open into 4 voting pods. This week's question: which bowler do you want to see competing in the Roll to Riches? Text Roll A for Patrick Allen, Roll B for Michael Haugen Jr., Roll C for Chris Loschetter, or Roll D for Mike Wolf. The winner of each pod will advance to a final vote on February 24th. You can text in up to 10 times per day until Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. You'll be charged 99 cents per text vote plus standard text messaging rates. Tune in next week to find out which player was selected. When we return, the championship match, the 4-seeded side of Joe Ciccone and Ronnie Russell taking on your number 1 seeds, Danny Wiseman and Michael Fagan. Welcome back to Red Rock Casino Resort and Lanes here in Las Vegas, Nevada. 8 bowlers have won their first tour title in a doubles event. 3 have that opportunity right now. Rob Stone, Randy Peterson here with you for the final. And Randy, how did we get here?
I'll tell you right now, pal, if you give me a chance. Match number 1, Joe Ciccone and Ronnie Russell defeated Chris Barnes and Wes Malott by the score of 235 to 193. Russell struck first ball in the 10th to win. Then in match number 2, Ciccone and Russell again. This time they defeated Bill O'Neill and Mike Scroggins by the score of 233 to 223. This time it was Ciccone's turn to get it done in the 10th frame.
That was your Geico Championship recap. 3 sets of 3 baggers in the semis for Ronnie Russell and Joe Ciccone.
And the reason why you're depressed is because we haven't had one
Hambone
yet.
We have had one. O'Neill and Scroggins in the semi. But it was anticlimactic. Russell to start us off. Yeah!
How come I don't remember you giving it the Hambone there?
It was a silent Hambone.
Ah!
So Russell gets us going with the strike. And now, for the first time, we see the number 1 seeded side. This is Danny Wiseman. His 19th year on the tour, 11 tour titles, 1 major. He won the 04 Masters. Danny drops them all.
Let's go.
And now he gives way to the 27-year-old Michael Fagan. Next Sunday, the Denny's PBA Tour continues in El Paso, Texas, with the 2008 Bear Classic. Will the Big Fin, Mika Koivuniemi, be able to defend his title? The 2008 Bear Classic on ESPN Sunday at 12:30 Eastern. For more info, log on to ESPN.com.
It's about my time.
Fagan from Patchogue, New York. It's on Long Island.
Long Island.
As I like to say, Strong Island. Graduated from St. John's with a BS in finance.
Yeah! You want to see somebody hook it. Watch Michael Fagan. He makes it look like he's not doing anything to the ball. His rev rate's probably over 550. He can curve it with the best of them.
Fagan, 3 perfect games this season, tied for second most on the tour. Here's Ciccone, 7 for 7 in the semifinals with strikes. Was flawless.
All right, spread up. Come on.
And that's only the third time today he hasn't struck. Has not missed the pocket, unless you want to count his fill shot when it didn't matter and he threw at Brooklyn. This ball hits a little flat. Watch the 6-pin to the right. It's going to go in late. DOA in the gutter. Joe didn't like that shot.
Joe responds, taking care of the 10.
All right, come on, hold me up.
And more of that team attitude between Russell and Ciccone. Again, these two bold team style in college.
Let's make this as easy.
And again,
all right, let's not let that
it's
happen.
the 10.
Come on. Keep working out there. Keep working.
Well, this team hasn't had much carry problems all day today, and all of a sudden now back-to-back 10 pins.
Give it away. Come on.
However, it's too early to panic. Just cover the spare. Let's see what Wiseman and Fagan can bring.
Russell guns that one down. So they start with strike and then 9 spare, 9 spare. Here's Wiseman. He bowled a strike in the first. His partner followed in the second. And now here they are in the third. As we take a look at our Flomax weekly update and how Wiseman rolled this week. 0-1 on TV this season is Wiseman. All right then.
What was that?
That was, I don't know. He comes with an attitude.
Big time. All right.
And now his partner, Michael Fagan, with the opportunity for 4 strikes in a row. We like to call it a ham bone. Fagan making his 5th career televised appearance, first in the last 22 events.
Watch him snap that wrist at the bottom of the swing, create that revolution. Big hook, a lot of power. Bang!
Come on.
Yeah! Kicked them all out. Ham-bone me! Team Wiseman, Fagan, nothing but strikes. They have a nice 31-pin lead early on.
We're in this together. You know, it's a team effort. So you know, we've bounced off each other all week, and you know, as far as thinking about having something resting on the other shoulders, I don't think I've ever really thought of it that way at all this week. I mean, we've been working together, and you know, we're reaching for this goal together. So, you know, it's going to be a team effort all the way.
I watch a lot of the young kids come out here. You know, I've seen a lot come and go over the years, you know, Michael's one hell of a talent, and he's got a lot of potential. And you know, there's no question he's going to win many a time. So hopefully I'm a part of this. It's something for him to remember the rest of his life.
Yeah, let's get it started now, man.
Yeah.
I've been waiting too long.
Back at Red Rock Lanes, and we are with you till the conclusion of the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic. Wiseman Fagan with a 31-pin lead. Big Monday means a full night of college basketball here on ESPN. It begins with a nice doubleheader. 7 Eastern, Louisville taking on Marquette. Then at 9, the Missouri Tigers taking on Darrell Arthur and the Kansas Jayhawks. Big Monday presented by Bud Light as part of Rivalry Week presented by Cisco on ESPN. And it's been nothing but slam dunks so far for Team Wiseman and Fagan. 4 frames, 4 strikes. Here's Joe Ciccone trying to get his team back into it as they are working on a spare. Ciccone, yet to win a title in 149 career events, second most among exempt players without a title. Oh my.
Right. Don't worry about it. Come on. I knew that was going to happen. Come on, got this.
As strong as he was in the semi, things are breaking down for Joe here in the final.
Yeah, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time. These guys were already trailing, not having thrown a double yet. Their opponents, Wiseman and Fagan, have 4 in a row, and then
anything if I make this?
Joe C steps up and goes big 4 in the 4th frame.
Goes after the 4-7, tries to slam it off, and 6 and 10 are not touched.
Out of a break when he wouldn't let me go. Out of a break when he wouldn't let me go. Really?
Russell's got to get his team back on track. And he does just that.
Well done, Ronnie Russell.
That's a pick-me-up strike.
Absolutely.
Let's go. Come on, let's throw them off.
Up now, Danny Wiseman. This is his third top 10 finish this season. Seeking his first title since the 2004 USBC Masters. That was 70 events ago. Oh, he's honing in on it. A 5-bagger to open things up.
Danny's a veteran, and he's a good player on television. So I'm not surprised when he steps up and he makes quality shots like he's making. And now, Team Wiseman and Fagan have a 5-bagger.
This is the Motel 6, 6th frame. If Fagan can get a strike here, his team will earn $600 from Motel 6, the official lodging partner of the PBA. The Motel 6, 6th frame. Misses the head pin. A nasty washout for Fagan.
The 1-2-4, 6-10. There's a couple of different ways to make this. This ball here never grips down the lane, and watch it as it knifes right through the heart of the 3-pin. You can either go this way and throw the head pin into the 6-10, or you can go this way, have these 3 pins go in this direction, the ball ricochets off. He's going the other way. Oh.
All right. Game effort from Fagan that leaves the 10.
Miss that one?
I got to go back to the other ball. I got to go back to the other ball.
And Fagan discussing a potential ball change as Ciccone steps up.
Still a 40-pin lead for Wiseman and Fagan. Right now, Joe C. looking to cut that lead to 30.
Through it, through it!
Well, as we learned last week, no lead is safe. Chris Barnes thought he had the Tournament of Champions wrapped up. Michael Haugen Jr. storming back, and he made his move right about here. Down 30 now. Russell to continue to cut into that deficit, looking for a 3-bagger. Got it!
Anywhere, let's do it! Come on!
They are now in ham-bone territory as the #1 seeds step up. There's Danny Wiseman. Again, Team Wiseman Fagan opened up with 5 straight strikes. And they get back on the strike train. Wiseman in the midst of a 5-match TV losing streak, the longest of his career, doing his part to end that one. As we take a look at his partner, Michael Fagan.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Atonic Edge and Michael Fagan's form. Look at how high that backswing is. Steady head, uncups the elbow and wrist at the bottom of the swing. Very soft follow through. But that cupping of the elbow and the wrist right before the release point is what creates all that power.
Fagan looks like he just walked out of a London nightclub with those white shoes and spiked hair. But he has had 2 ugly tosses.
Very fashionable guy, but right now struggling to get his ball in the 1-3 pocket. The bad news for Team Wiseman and Fagan is Michael Fagan will finish the game, or the 10th frame, I should say, on that left lane.
3-6-10 for Fagan. And missed the 3.
Back-to-back opens.
Sorry, man.
Michael Fagan.
Wow, I thought that was right on it.
Right now, it's a completely different ball game. Russell and Ciccone only trail by 8. Josie, if he strikes here, they will take the lead.
Again, Ciccone and Russell, both of them seeking their first tour titles. Well, he just crammed those fingers in there, didn't he?
Thumb hole sounds tight, doesn't it?
Sorry, Hoss. Come on. Sorry.
Boy, you could tell Josie wanted that. That would have put him in the lead, and that would have given Ronnie Russell an opportunity to keep the string alive. This ball just hits a little flat, a little bit more rotation. That ball finishes a little bit higher in the pocket. This match is going to come down to the 10th frame. Ciccone with a spare here. They will still trail by 9 pins.
Second time this match, Ciccone is taking care of the 10-pin spare. Down 9, here's Russell.
Russell, Ciccone can strike out for 222.
It's one time now. Hold me up.
Wiseman, Fagan, they can strike out for 231.
Make that move that we didn't make earlier, right here.
3 career 300 games for Russell, including 1 this week.
Hey there.
Nice.
One time. Let's do it. Let's set it up. Come on. Let's go.
Russell's into it. Doing his part to pick up his partner.
The kid wants his first title.
Can't blame him. Danny Weisman wants to get his partner, Michael Fagan, his first title. Danny already has 11. Danny needs a strike here because his partner has really struggled the last 2 times he stepped up.
All right, pick it up.
Got a sleeper.
Good call, Rob. Wow. 2-8. We need a spare from Danny Wiseman here, and 3 strikes in the 10th frame will give their team 221. Joe Ciccone can strike out in the 10th frame to give his team 222.
Two-8 pickup. Yes, sir.
All right. Nicely done by Danny. Now all the pressure falls on young Michael Fagan. One super washout in the 6th frame, and the 3-6-10 in the 8th frame. Back-to-back open frames for Michael Fagan. Needs to get zeroed in for 3 perfect shots.
Carry.
Come on, man.
All right, one spare. One spare.
Those 2 guys and that one, all 3 of them seeking their first tour title. Wiseman, the only one left who has won before.
Spare here for Michael Fagan, and a strike will force Joe Ciccone to get the first strike in the 10th and 9 spare to win by 1.
All right. All right, all 10.
This is a big shot here, Rob.
All 10.
Fagan ends with a bit of a whimper here. He'll get one more toss.
All right, deep breath, make a shot.
There we go.
That's big. All right, Joe Ciccone, for his first ever career title, needs a strike on this first shot and 9 spare. Anything less, Danny Wiseman and Michael Fagan will win sitting on the bench. Joe's never been in this situation before.
Usually this time in the tournaments, he's in our ESPN truck helping with the scoring and the graphics. Not a whole lot of lights and pressure in there compared to what he's dealing with right now. Joe C.
One more, right here. One more strike.
One more strike, it's over. 9 spare, it's over.
more strike.
He can finish it with this shot.
Best shot of your life right here.
Thanks for not applying any more pressure there, Ronnie.
Ronnie's still talking to Joe C. Joe knows what he needs to do.
Yeah, we're going to have some teammate etiquette over there. I want you to remind him you're having a 300 game and pitching a no-hitter while you're at it. Russell not even watching.
A spare and we have a tie. A spare and we have a tie.
Get a spare, come on.
That shot was wide right. Joe Ciccone knew it was wide right.
Now the governor has given a stay of execution for Team Wiseman and Fagan.
Big spare.
A pressure spare for Joe Ciccone here.
Oh,
missed. Oh, no. Sorry, Joe.
That's pressure, Rob. That's all that is just an immense amount of pressure. We really got to feel for Joe Ciccone, but that is what pressure does to you.
Don't worry about it.
That one just took over his shot.
Not only did he miss the spare, he missed both pins by a lot wide right.
The footing looked off. Everything was there, and you see Wiseman in the background saying, we won this one. They may have backed into it, but a win is a win. So Danny Wiseman, career title 12, and congratulations to his teammate Michael Fagan winning his first Denny's PBA Tour title. They are your PBA Exempt Doubles Classic winners. We'll be back to wrap it up. The PBA Exempt Doubles Classic is brought to you by Aaron's. Nobody beats Aaron's. Nobody. By CLR. All kinds of dirty, one kind of clean. By Go RVing. Visit GoRVing.com for a free DVD. What will you discover? Go RVing. And by Denny's. Denny's always works. Another dramatic finish here at Red Rock. Danny Wiseman, Michael Fagan win the title 210 to 208. We take a look now at our CLR clean sweep. Joe Ciccone needing the spare to force a roll-off and a tie, and he goes... Oh no is right. Wide left, and Wiseman, Fagan back into the title. For Wiseman, his 12th title. Michael Fagan, his first. Our winner standing by with Randy Peterson.
Thanks, Rob. Congratulations, guys. That was interesting, huh? Danny, it's been about 3.5 years since your last victory. How do you feel?
Basically in shock. I'll tell you, my heart goes out to Joe and Ronnie. They both fabulous. I told Michael when that happened, it's time for, I'm going to get up in the 10th frame. I was getting ready, unexpectedly, again, just disbelief. I'm so happy for Michael. He's earned it. We bowled great together as a team this week. He's one of the up-and-coming stars who can do anything with a bowling ball, and I'm very proud of him.
Congratulations, Danny. Welcome back to the winner's circle. Young Michael Fagan, yes, sir. Your first career title. You're in the Tournament of Champions. You got an exemption for next season. Describe your feelings right now.
Like Danny said, I'm in disbelief. But, sometimes they don't happen like you plan them. But, I'm going to take it however I can get it. And I'm glad to be in the winner's circle.
Congratulations, guys. Rob, back to you.
Michael Fagan becomes the 9th bowler to have won their first tour title in a doubles event. Next week, we head to the Lone Star State, El Paso, Texas, for the Bear Classic. Live coverage on ESPN at 12:30 Eastern next Sunday, February 10th. Congratulations again to our winners this week, Danny Wiseman and Michael Fagan. For Randy Peterson and our entire ESPN team, I'm Rob Stone. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming up next here on ESPN, stay with us for Dodge Extreme Bowls Tour. So long from Vegas. Congratulations to Wiseman and Fagan.